Comic books provided by Dronda Comics, downtown Glendale, Arizona's premier comic book and toy collectible emporium. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Chaotic Fringe Comics Review. Yes, it's been a while since I've done them. I'm actually trying now to catch up on a lot of books that I have collected, haven't read, and we're actually, with the reviews, are going to be reading a couple of copies. That way you could have a good issue of one and a bad couple of issues, and vice versa. So this gives a better overview, at least for me. I think it's going to give a better overview by reviewing a couple of the books to say, yeah, this is a good series or bad series or what. So I'm only doing 2 reviews this time. First one is Justice League. Justice League, I'm up to issue 7. Issue 8 just came out yesterday, but I'm holding off on that one. Justice League's the type of book, for me, if you're looking for that 90s style comic book, then Justice League is the book for you. That being said, it's not necessarily the book for me. And what I have a problem with Justice League, and again, I think it's from my point of view as being a writer. I want to hear a story. I want to see a little bit of dialogue. I want to see dynamics of characters. And frankly, the first arc, which was the Dark Side story arc, was basically, hey, let's get together and fight something. We'll fight amongst ourselves, then we'll fight amongst them, the big thing, and somehow at the end of it all, we're going to get together. And that is, I mean, the art was spectacular. So, love the art. The story itself, with some of it, I wasn't too thrilled with. I mean, we're talking Dark Side. We're talking the big gray guy who should be like this incredibly huge, important storyline, especially when, let's face it, it's a Kirby character. There should be some reference to it. And I just didn't get it. I just didn't get the thing with it. I didn't get the thing with it, and also with a lot of stories like this that are big, epic superhero teams, you get the boom, half the city is destroyed, but everyone's happy because, well, the world was saved. Okay. And what also to me hurt this was that this was 5 years earlier. So all the rest of the books are in the present. This book is telling a story that happened 5 years before. Then in issue 7 they jump to present day. And honestly, they act like a bunch of bickering kids. It's sort of like, okay, now we're the Justice League, but we're still fighting amongst one another about silly stuff. And that's not to say you shouldn't have conflict. I mean, that's one of the things of drama, is that you have conflict. But there's drama, and then there's that kind of bickering stuff. And this, to me, was more bickering stuff. Again, the artwork, you know, if you're into 90s comics, the artwork is 90s comic style. So it's big, it's bold, it's brash. It has lots of little details. It has lots of big stuff happening, which kind of hides the fact there isn't a lot of story. You sit there, you read it, it's done. It's good candy. So I don't like it for a substantive point. For a, ooh, does this look great? Yeah, it looks great. So I like it. In that regards, I like it. Let me be clear. I like it in the regards that the art is really great and it's really pretty to look at. The story, to me, leaves something to be desired. That's just me. Now, the other one is Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, this is the Ultimate Spider-Man where we have the black Hispanic Spider-Man. And this story, because it is not Peter Parker Spider-Man, it's a whole different Spider-Man. it really isn't too bad. There was the less meat shield thing, so that was 2 issues, and I thought, ugh, this reminds me of something I would probably see in a Saturday morning cartoon type of thing. But once they got past that, you actually have a kid that is dealing with the fact that he's Spider-Man, which is the whole point of Spider-Man. You have this kid that has this ability that doesn't know how to talk to his parents about it, definitely not his father. He has an uncle who is a master thief who knows the kid has the ability and is now blackmailing the kid. So you've got some really interesting dynamics going on. Plus, you have some different takes on some classic villains that are in this, but they're done differently because, hey, we want to show a different perspective. What I also love about this book is, and this kind of goes to when I talked about the smashing of the cities, because a lot of times in superhero books, they smash the city, and then within a few weeks, the city is basically already be smashed down again. In this book, and they're on, I believe it was issue 8 was the last one I read, they're still figuring out, hey, Spider-Man has not, the real Spider-Man has not been dead for that long. Why are you the Spider-Person? Why are you calling yourself Spider-Man? So you have people that work with Spider-Man who see this kid and really don't want to deal with him. And they just had, the thing that stood out to me in all of this, well, one of the things was Aunt May was in France, or is in France, and saw someone reading a paper and saw Spider-Man on the cover, and she's going like, oh crap, what's going on? That's nice, because there are people that know Peter Parker, and you've got this kid that they don't know that obviously has the ability. So on that one part, they have to kind of give him props with it, but he's also stepping on the legend. And does he live up to the legend? And that's kind of what I see where the journey's going with that. So I'm kind of intrigued with it. So of the 2 books that I reviewed, it's Justice League. It's a good fluffy read. It looks pretty. Spider-Man, I kind of like it. Kind of like it a lot better than I thought that I was going to like it. So those are 2 reviews. I'll be reviewing more as I read through all this stuff, and I will see you soon. Thanks.